Well, good evening, fastball fans. It's quarterfinal action here in the Chiefs Challenge. We're into the playoff round. Our final game of the day here on Softball Premier TV. It's Lions Park in Simcoe, Ontario. Just an absolutely gorgeous Saturday for not one, not three, not five, but six terrific fastball games here this afternoon and into the evening. There's the batting lineup for the visitors, the JDT First Energy squad. Gendry Torres, Fede Eater, Aleo Munoz. Top three, Lions, Ion, Laskowski, Lynch, Ducharme, Cornelius. Pitching and not hitting, Devin McCullough for JDT. Defensively, for the Bear Creek Express, left to right across the outfield, it's Yusuke Morita, Yusuf Davis, and Callum Bichel. And then Cody Panabecker, David Galino, Angel Adamas, and Luigi Pinto is over at first base. Ty Sebastian on the board. Jack Burt is behind the plate for the Express. Here you get a good look at Ty Sebastian. Been overshadowed a little bit here early in the season by Carlos Parra. Down and in from Sebastian. We are underway here at 8:37 p.m. After all of that, we're only about 18 minutes behind. Couple of quick games, and we're right back to almost the schedule. An hour break that was built in. That was gone before we started the prior game, but Hill United Chiefs a quick 10-0 win in 3.5 innings in their quarterfinal game over the Midland Explorers. Similarly, the Bear Creek Gremlins, as this has popped up in behind the plate, Burt will turn around, find it, and pull that one down for the first out. Bear Creek Gremlins, they were the 2 seed, and they took out Oswegan Redmond 10-0 as well. And then one of the B-Flight semifinals, Toronto Batmen, they got 2 home runs early in the game, and they made that stand up for a 2-1 win over the Saskatoon Jacks. Toronto will play in the B final tomorrow, and they'll play the winner of the Townsend Tide Chippewa Chiefs game. That's going on to our left. In behind us, it is the Northeast Drillers, and they're getting ready to take on the Sandlot Merchants in the 4-5 game. Strike on the outside corner. Fede Eater looks a little dubious. Final crew of the day, Mike Morrissey behind the plate. Dennis Roth, he's over at first, and Justin Van Horn down at third. That one just misses outside. A quick game off for the Express, and then right back on the field. And that one is fouled off out of play by Eater. Lots of action going on all across North America this weekend on the fastball scene. Graham Eisner out in Nova Scotia. Eater fouls another one straight back to the screen. There's the John Cho Cup. That one is out in Prince George in northern BC. There's the Pegasus Redmond tournament just outside of Winnipeg and Manitoba. Down in Walcott in Iowa, it's the Larry Coburg Memorial Tournament. Eater doing a good job here, just fouling off pitch after pitch right now. There's a tournament down in Houston. Called strike 3, outside corner. Eater not happy with that one. But with 2 down, that will bring up Alejo Munoz. And to the screen from Sebastian, gives our home plate camera a bit of a shake test. Still good. Thumbs up from Luciano Lafrano. This one down and in from Sebastian. Primarily a rise ball pitcher, will change speeds a little bit, but his out pitch is the rise ball. He'll try to get batters to chase. There's a look at Ty Sebastian. It's not quite as dark as that camera would have you believe, zoning in on Ty Sebastian. It's still just approaching the twilight hour here at 8:39, coming up on 8:40. 3-0 to Alejo Munoz. The lights are on, or are they? Actually, they're not on this diamond. They've been on one of the other diamonds for a while. But they'll have to turn them on soon on this diamond, as we're pretty much in full shade as the sun has set off to the west to our left. And a big cut there by Munoz. There's a shot of skyline here. Great facility, Lions Park, 3-diamond facility. The typical Ontario stone dust diamond. You'll get lots of high bounces on this park. Munoz chases the rise ball. Sebastian sits down JDT in the top of the first. We'll go to the home half with the Express going to come to the plate. Hey.
Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change.
Back here for the bottom of the first inning, and for the Bear Creek Express, it'll be Angel Adames, Callum Bichel, Ty Sebastian, your top 3, and then Luigi Pinto, David Galino. There's the batting order. Yasuki Morita, Cody Pannebecker is back in the game, Jack Burton, Yusuf Davis, and then defensively for JDT, Aleo Munoz in left, Jonathan Lynch in center, Betty Eater is out in right field, Justin Laskowski, Guadalupe Ion, Braden Descharme, and Jeff Lyons around the horn. Devin McCullough is on the board for JDT, Dallas Cornelius behind the plate. Adames tries to bunt the first pitch, fouled off at the plate. What a catch he made in the Express prior game here. That was against the Drillers. That was the 3 o'clock game. Now, keep an eye on Adames. He starts 100% in the box. Where he's causing consternation with various coaches is that front foot. He's going to step backwards. It's on the line. Is it all the way out of the box? It's hard to say. As you can see, those lines get obliterated pretty quickly. McCullough has all the pitches. Typically will go rise ball changeup as his best two. But will work in the drop, keep everybody off balance. The changeup, the great equalizer. He's able to bend that pitch in for strikes. And swing and a miss at the rise ball up and in. And that typically is, if you're pitching, where you want to go against the slap hitters like Adames is up and in. Get them to chase. Callum Bichel did not play in the 3 o'clock game. There's the drop down and in for ball 1 to Bichel. Great episode on Outside the Chute with Callum a little while back with Randy Frame and Chris Hopewell. Swing and a miss. The last standing of all of the fastball podcasts that we had going. And a bird landed on the field right in front of McCullough. Saw where he was going to land and thought better of it. In tight for a strike. Randy and the sidekick Chris, they're well up over 200 episodes now. That one misses downstairs. Kyle Smith and I were on last week, or last episode, I guess, recapping what's gone on here in this summer of fastball here in Ontario. Michelle fouls that one off out of play to the right side. It's been a terrific summer so far, and we are into week 3 of these 4 straight back-to-back gems that we've got here in Ontario through June and into the first week of July. We'll take a week off after next week, and then right back at it in Tavistock. Many of the teams will go down to Ashland, Ohio, and then you'll have the USA Men's Major, the national championship. That's in South Bend, Indiana this year, I believe. And then the ISC World Tournament, the one everybody is here for, the ring everybody wants. Melbourne, Ontario, the brand new Bear Creek facility. This one is lifted out short right. Going back out onto the grass to make the grab. That's Braden Descharme, actually, in short right field. That was a long run. Would have been for Fetty Eater. So 2 down. Asking about lights, and we're waiting for them to come on. Ty Sebastian had a 2-run home run that stood up for the rest of the game in the first inning against the Northeast Drillers. Can he do it again against JDT? Well, he drills it right back up the box for a single. So he gets the Express offense into gear with 2 out in the first. Luigi Pinto. You get a good look there at Devin McCullough. All-World again last year for McCullough. First year with JDT. There's the rise ball. Gets that one past Luigi Pinto with a mighty cut. "14 pitches and counting." You see that down there on the score bug in the bottom left. Good job by Cornelius to block that one. Get out of play down the right side. We're rapidly running out of the K-Masters here. We got a couple come in to Cornelius from our scorekeeper, and he'll be looking for some of those foul balls that have gone out of play. Pinto. 0-2 on Luigi. Venezuelan native, and we certainly send our best wishes to everybody in Venezuela who has been impacted by that earthquake. A number of Venezuelan nationals here this weekend, including Luigi Pinto and David Galino, Rafa Flores. That's just on the Express. Reaches across the plate to poke that foul. Good plate coverage. Little flare, that'll get out over the head of Ion. And Luigi Pinto, back-to-back singles with Ty Sebastian, and a pair of runners aboard with 2 out for the Bear Creek Express here in the bottom of the first. And Luciano Lafrano will get that home plate camera readjusted. The lights have just come on here on the diamond at 8:50. That's a pretty late timer. Upstairs to David Galino, ball 1. Konechny running for Sebastian out at second base. And this a little flare, inside out swing, but tracking it down is Aleo Munoz out in left. So David Galino flies out to end the first. Scoreless through 1. It's the Bear Creek Express and JDT First Energy. We are 1 inning in our final game of the day here on day 2 of the Chiefs Challenge.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't wait to see you soon.
That's a decent shot. Jeff Lyons, Guadalupe Ion, and Justin Laskowski, 4-5-6 for JDT. In tight, and Lyons has got a jackknife back away from that. Gets him to chase the rise ball, and again, that's the go-to pitch for Ty Sebastian. Keeping an eye on the other quarterfinal, top of the first, Sandlot Merchants out to an early 1-0 lead over the Northeast Drillers. We'll also watch the B semi behind us with the Chippewa Chiefs and Townsend Tide as we get alliteration all the way around. Matias Echeverres pitching for the Drillers. Sandlot with the bases loaded. Just off the outside corner. Looks at the third strike, and that's the third of the game for Ty Sebastian. 3 straight. You had a great look at it there from our center field camera. Just finding the edge of the strike zone. Guadalupe Ion. And some shoe repair out there for Ty Sebastian. Got to work on the tie down for the pants as well. So Sebastian set back on the board with some newly tied shoes. Ion to the dish. Fouled off to the side. We've been talking all day about how impressed we've been with Guadalupe Ion. Defensively, the offense is kicking into gear with this young man. He's going to be somebody to watch for the next few years. Able to hold up on the rise ball. Sandlot score another 2, so 3-0 now for the Merchants over the Drillers. The Merchants are making some noise and impressing a lot of people here this weekend. I'm told that the next set of ISC rankings will be available shortly into this coming week, and certainly Sandlot should be making their way up the rankings. Rise ball on the outside corner, swung through by Ion. Just off the outside corner there. 78 from Sebastian on the drop. Short right, on the run, Eater, and making the grab in front of him is second baseman Adamas, again showing some tremendous range from second base. Boy, does he go a long way to go track down balls. My goodness. Deep into the grass over by the foul line. Justin Laskowski. A quick chat with Justin earlier today. Knuckleball from Sebastian. And tracking that down is Yusuf Davis out in center field. I could swear that was a knuckleball from Sebastian. Don't see that often anymore. Wow. Just about everything today. Why not? Scoreless. We'll go to the home half of the second. The Express coming back up.
Dreamcatcher, inch by inch, we'll fight to make the lives of First Nations people in this community, this province, and on this continent better. I know we have a long way to go, but I'm proud to say as long as our people have a need, Dreamcatcher will be there for them.
Yusuke Morita trying to find the edge of the batter's box. Devin McCullough waiting patiently out on the board. First pitch way up in the air down the right side. Over near the foul line and waiting for that one to come down was Fetty Eater. Cody Pannebecker to the plate. That one's down and in for ball one. Pannebecker, just the one plate appearance in the prior game against the Drillers. Kynan Molander came on for Cody after his at bat in the second. That one is chopped foul. Settling into an outstanding evening here as we just passed 9 o'clock, 9:03 Eastern Time. 2 balls, 2 strikes. What a day for fastball here at Lions Park in Simcoe, Ontario. Hill United have done a tremendous job with this tournament. This is now the 7th version of this event. Continues to get better. 12 teams this year. Top 8 into the A flight and the bottom 4 into a B division. Just checked on the B semifinal in between innings, and Townsend tied Chippewa Chiefs. They're scoreless. That one's in the bottom of the first inning. We'll keep an eye on that one for you. And through one complete in the other quarterfinal, Sandlot 3-0 up on the Northeast Drillers. That got a bite out of somebody in behind the plate. Fouled off. Just off the pads of Cornelius, it sounded like. They'll reset all of the seeds at the conclusion of this first round. The Chiefs came in as the top seed. That one's going to get out of play. The Gremlins were number 2. Express 3. JDT was 6. 4 and 5 were the Drillers and Sandlot, 4 and 5 respectively. So Sandlot holds that 3-0 lead. That would be a bit of an upset. They would assume that 4 position. At the end of the night, we'll see what the matchups are, and we'll let you know what it's going to look like tomorrow. Hannebecker fouls that off at the plate to stay alive. We know the Chiefs are in one of those semifinals. We know the Gremlins are in another. There you see the pattern from Devin McCullough. Working away, away, away. Hannebecker chases the rise ball upstairs. Second strikeout of the night for McCullough. And that'll get us to Jack Burt. And I mentioned earlier when I saw Jack in person, did he have a growth spurt over the winter? But I guess he's always been this tall. He is very tall. To the screen, misses the camera by about a panel and a half. Or a square and a half, I guess. Not a panel, but a square and a half. Two and 0 to Burt. Up from Australia for the North American summer, the Canadian summer, basically. Chases the rise ball upstairs, 2 and 1. He did a lot of catching late in the season for the Express. Pinto handled most of the catching early in the year, but that really seemed to wear him down. And there's the changeup, that famous changeup from Devin McCullough. Won a world championship with that pitch back in 2015 in his hometown in Saskatoon. 3-1 here to Burt. And, well, now 3-1. Three and two. We stand corrected. Full count. Ties him up inside on the hands and can't catch up to that inside rise ball from Devin McCullough. There you see it. Well, we're scoreless through two. Didn't expect anything less in this matchup between two Canadian national team pitchers, Ty Sebastian and Devin McCullough. 1 and 2, 1A, 1B, depending on your perspective. There you see the trio of batters that JDT will send to the plate. Jonathan Lynch, Braden Ducharme, Dallas Cornelius. I'm loving these photo graphics from Luciano Lafrano. And there's Devin McCullough and Ty Sebastian. It's a pitcher's duo so far. Sebastian with 3 strikeouts through the first 2 innings. 7, 8, 9 with Lynch, Ducharme, and Cornelius. Lynch, first pitch. He's going to deposit that into the gap. Will turn the corner and slide into second base with a leadoff double. Jonathan Lynch out to right center. Bichot got to it, but never broke stride coming around the corner. Braden Ducharme. We'll see if skipper Jamie Simpson has got any small ball in mind. Well, can't hold back on the rise ball, strike 1. Can't get him to chase this time. 1 ball, 1 strike for Braden Ducharme. Cuts at the rise ball. Burt was waving his hands right before Sebastian delivered the pitch and went out and had a quick conversation. He wanted to change the sign with Lynch out on second base. One ball and 2 strikes on Ducharme. Hasn't been able to make contact with the rise ball from Sebastian. They go outside, and he lays off this one. There it's chasing again, and Sebastian and Burt get Ducharme's number a little higher, a little harder, and get him to chase upstairs for strike 3. 4th strikeout of the night for Sebastian. Dallas Cornelius to the plate. In for a strike on the outside corner. Cornelius showed bunt, pulled it back. Looked like he missed his release point there as Sebastian well off the plate. Comes in tight with a rise that Cornelius can't get a piece of. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And right on the outside corner, paints it, and Cornelius down looking. You can see where Burt was set up, right on the outside corner. So we'll go back to top of the shop for Gendry Torres, designated player. A bunt attempt by Gendry was up in the air, and Jack Burt had to turn around and come back a couple of steps to make the grab. That was way back in the first inning already. We're here now in the top of the 3rd. Fouls off the rise ball. Jonathan Lynch trying to sell that he can get to stay at 3rd, but nobody's buying that one. Luciano giving a little bit of grief to Gendry Torres for that foul ball, perilously close to the home plate camera. To the glove, but the setup was outside. Sebastian looking down at the pitch comm, nodded in agreement, but Torres felt it was taking a little too much time and stepped out. And right back up the middle, here comes the game's first run as Lynch crosses the plate on an RBI single by Gendry Torres. That leadoff double, couple of strikeouts, but Gendry Torres right back up the middle. And JDT get out in front here in the top of the 3rd, 1-0. Fetty Eater to the plate. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Eater primarily an infielder for his career, but playing some right field this weekend for JDT, and that's a new position for Fetty. Able to hold back on that rise ball up and in. JDT looking to make the Final Four in another tournament. They were in the championship game in the Bear Creek Classic. Two and one here on the count, I believe. Yep. 2-2, make it 2-2. And a little flare on the infield, going back, and can't get it as it drifts out onto the grass. David Galino couldn't run it down. Either could Geladamas. Coming in from center was Yusuf Davis. If you can get the ball in front of those three guys, you've done something. Fetty Eater, a seeing eye double. All the way to third went Gendry Torres. Leo Munoz went down swinging in the first. A prime RBI opportunity here for Munoz. First pitch down the left side, over near the fence, but it's going to clunk off the dugout on top of the third base side. JDT started to say in the championship game, the Bear Creek Classic, top four finish in Mitchell at the Kennedy's qualifier. They're aiming to duplicate at least that here tonight, getting into the top four. And certainly if you were doing rankings today, coming into this tournament, JDT at worst would be third, probably behind the Chiefs and the Gremlins. You might have said the Drillers ahead of the Express, but the Express, a nervy 2-1 win over the Drillers earlier this afternoon, and now the Drillers trailing 4-0 to Sandlot. You can follow that one on Game Changer. Sandlot almost assuredly have a single camera stream up. Lifted out to left. Marita backpedals a couple of steps and hauls it in for the final out of the inning. But JDT break out on top. 1-0 here. We'll go to the home half of the third with the Express now trailing. Yusuf Davis will lead it off, the 9 batter, and then back to the top of the shop. I'm Geladamas and Callum Dichel. Ball one down low from Devin McCullough. There's the changeup, in for a strike. 49. Whew. Haven't seen anything with a four handle yet today on the changeups. Right back to the screen. That got a bite out of Mike Morrissey, plate umpire. Davis goes down in the zone to stay alive. He fouls that one off. Oh, he's going to be tough to get him here on this infield blooper. Ducharme tried the glove shovel pass, but Yusuf Davis well past the bag at first already. So a leadoff infield single, and that will bring up Angel Adames. Squares the bunt, fouls it straight back to the screen. Misses the camera again. Another thumbs up from Luciano. Just off the outside corner. So hard to bunt a changeup. Big jump off the bag from Davis. Lyons is in trying to protect against the bunt, as is Laskowski. They're both 8 feet in for Lyons, 10, maybe 12 for Laskowski from the bag. Chopper past a diving Ducharme. Davis never breaks stride, coast to coast. And runners aboard here for the Express in the bottom of the third inning, looking to answer back to that run scored by JDT in the top. Sure, people will be watching with additional scrutiny on Adames. That foot perilously close to being out of the box. Runners on the corners for Callum Bischel. Fouled off to the screen gently. McCullough checking down at the wrist. JDT also using the pitch comp. Bunt attempt here, and that one fouled into the screen. Ty Sebastian on deck for the Express. Choked up on the bat is Bichelle. Little pop-up on the infield. Oskowski, two hands, puts that away. Sebastian singled it in the first. Had a big two-run home run for the Express. They made that stand up for the win against the Drillers. That was in the 3 o'clock game. Change up upstairs, and Sebastian swings through it. Got it all the way up to 53 after 49 a couple of pitches back. Hemi Madzalukwa throwing down the right field line. And gets him to chase the rise ball this time. So Sebastian heads back to the dugout. McCullough, Manzalukwa, and Jan Carlos Gonzalez, the troika of hard-throwing righties that JDT can put out onto the field. On the move and into second base, Davis. A couple of steps off the bag at third, but now a couple of speedy guys in scoring position for Luigi Pinto. Fourth strikeout of the night for McCullough on Sebastian. Change up. Ion. Hard across and retires Pinto. Some good defense there from JDT to get out of that jam. They'll keep that 1-0 lead intact. We'll go to the top of the fourth with JDT out in front by 1.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't wait to see you soon.
Cause I'm trying to wins all around the clock. Never doubt me, boy, don't stop. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change.
Jeff Lyons, Guadalupe Ion, and Justin Laskowski. 4-5-6 for JDT as they're going to look to build on this 1-0 lead that they're currently enjoying. Lions went down looking, leading off the second inning. There you see the blue sky slowly turning to black as we are well past dusk here at 9:30. Last game of the night here on Diamond 2. Last cycle of the evening here as we're into the playoff rounds at the 2026 Chiefs Challenge. We know the Chiefs and the Gremlins will be in the semifinals tomorrow. Who will join them? It'll be the winner of this and the winner of Sandlot and the Northeast Drillers. Currently Sandlot looking good in that particular affair, and that will certainly help their rankings. Top of the fourth, Sandlot still out in front by 4 over the Drillers. And way upstairs to the screen. A lot of young minor ball players have been around the park all day from various age groups here in Simcoe. Swing and a miss. Down goes Lions on strikes for the second time this evening. Guadalupe Iron.
Shortstop, number 5, Guadalupe Iron.
Little curveball from Sebastian off the outside corner. Been following along on ISC Fast Pitch social media. Ty Sebastian, voted by you, the fans, as the top player of the past half decade here in the 2020s. Ty with an MVP award has led the ISC World Tournament a couple of times in strikeouts. Took this Express team to the championship game last year, but third game of the day, and Sebastian out of gas, and that Hill United squad just not to be denied their second straight championship. Ian down on strikes, and again, a little tail to that pitch there from Sebastian away from the righty Ian. Seven now on the evening for Sebastian. Always a high strikeout rate pitcher. Gets a lot of guys to chase that rise ball. And right on cue. Laskowski fly ball to Yusuf Davis out in center field in the second. Burt gets about as low as possible as a guy his size can in behind the plate. Justin Van Horn doing extra duty there. He's umpiring at third base and went and got that ball off the fence. 1-2 to Muskowski. And that one is going to get fouled up and out of play. What a great shot there from our home plate camera. Giving you a look at the diamond, and we'll switch away to the center field shot to let you watch the pitch. But you see the darkness creeping across right to left in that shot. And that one just off the outside corner. At 2020's voting, Jack Besgrove, who picked up the win for the Gremlins in their semifinal a little bit earlier this evening, was named top pitcher for the 2020s. And Jack has got a couple of those awards as Sebastian strikes out the side here in the fourth. 8 on the evening. We'll go to the home half of the fourth. The Express trailing by 1. Can they even it up? We'll come back and see here on Softball Premier TV. It's the 2026 Chiefs Challenge. Well, to the bottom of the fourth inning we go with David Galino, Yusuke Morita, and Cody Panebecker, your scheduled batters. Just to wrap up that 2020 fan voting on ISC social media, the Bear Creek Gremlins were in a very close vote, it's got to be said, were voted the team of the half-decade. You could certainly make a case for the Hill United Chiefs, but the fans have spoken. Hard to argue with the election results, as they say. Upstairs, Galino holds back. The Chiefs did win Team of the Decade in the 2010s. Bradley Ezekiel was voted the top player. Adam Folkard, and I think that one was Captain Obvious, the top pitcher in the 2010s. There will be a ceremony in a couple of years for Adam Folkard for the ISC Hall of Fame. Off the outside corner, Pami Madzalukwa still working down in the bullpen, or working again in the bullpen for JDT. Big cut, comes up empty, and David Galino, not a happy camper, heading to the bench. Big cut, but came up empty. Fifth strikeout of the game for Devin McCullough. Yusuke Morita settling into that left side batter's box with no problem this time. And that one off the glove into the screen. Morita flied out to Fetty Eater in right. And the changeup bows in just at the top of the zone. 50 from Devin McCullough. Fouled off the left side, off the screen. Oskowski will get that on the ricochet. Misses off the outside corner. 49. Most of the changeups have been coming in today. 60, 61, 62. Maybe the odd one down at 59. McCullough. The rise ball. That misses. And a one-out walk for Yusuke Morita. But getting down to a four-handle is really pulling the string by Devin McCullough. Cody Pannebecker. Cody down in Eastern Pennsylvania actually plays league ball with a lot of the guys over on Diamond number 1 with the Sandlot team. They play in that Stevens, Pennsylvania League. As somebody said to me, it's a lot of farmers getting together to play. Jacob Fenstermacher at the head of that squad from Sandlot. Jacob's dad, Bart, still active on the legend side with the All Seasons Patriots. Got a couple of balls coming back now from the crowd. That was a rarity last night. If you do bring one back, is it $1 that they're getting? Yeah, that's a good deal. You get 4 or 5 foul balls, you get yourself an ice cream. You get 6 of them, you can get the medium. I guess that's inflation these days. I don't remember the ice cream truck being over $5. But such as it is. Five nothing now for Sandlot in the bottom of the 4th, and they're a couple of runs away from a run rule win. Hard hit, but foul down the left side by Pannebecker. Well, we're going to have to get some more balls in. Ed Otterman, UIC, who is just in the neighborhood, is taking a look at some of them coming out of the spare container. Get a couple of them into Mike Morrissey, and we'll see if we can get this one back underway. McCullough working a full count here to Cody Pannebecker. Change up, and he gets Pannebecker way out in front again. 6 strikeouts. And Jack Burt now to the dish. And we're going to get a pinch hitter for Burt, Alan Salgado. Alan smacked the ball a couple of times hard earlier this afternoon. One of the challenges with a team like the Express and the Gremlins and JDT and the Chiefs is managing playing time. You've got guys up and down the lineup that would assuredly be starters across every other team in the ISC. So you've got to juggle very appropriately and very difficultly playing time for everybody. Because Alan Salgado, he's hitting cleanup on most of the other teams that are going to be ranked below the Express. This one is touched out to left field and came around the bag, did Merida, and then retreats back. So the pinch hit pays off for the Express here. And Yusuf Davis. The Express have had a couple of looks at tying it, but haven't been able to get a run across here tonight on Devin McCullough. And through the wickets of Cornelius, can't find it. And up goes Merida and Salgado. A pair of runners now in scoring position for the Express. And Devin McCullough needs to dig a little deeper here to try and work his way out of this one. Davis, way up in the air. Fetty Eater will come in and settle under that, and McCullough does indeed. Strand 2 for JDT. They get through the bottom of the 4th with that 1-0 lead intact, and we'll go to the 5th with JDT First Energy coming back up to the plate.
Dreamcatcher, inch by inch, we'll fight to make the lives of First Nations people in this community, this province, and on this continent better. I know we have a long way to go, but I'm proud to say as long as our people have a need, Dreamcatcher will be there for them.
Well, these are the guys that got it started for the JDT First Energy squad. Jonathan Lynch, Braden Ducharme, and Dallas Cornelius, your scheduled batters here in the 5th. Lynch, a double, and then came around to score. Up and in from Ty Sebastian. Gendry Torres with the RBI. That's where the pitch-comm device is located. It's for Sebastian. You see it right at the bottom of his left arm there, right at the bottom of the sleeve. Big cut comes up empty. Jonathan Lynch not too happy that he missed that one. I see Dylan Cunningham with a bat in hand for JDT at the doorway. Likely pinch hitting for Dallas Cornelius because Ducharme is down here in the on-deck circle. He's just out of your frame. Burt right down to that one knee. That'll be foul down the left side. Hannebecker on top of it, but 3 feet foul. Still 5-0 Sandlot in the 5th. Julian Reitober is on in relief for the Northeast Drillers. No Hoimo Mata for the Drillers this weekend. Still nursing that tweaked knee. I haven't even seen Hoimo here, and I haven't been following the Drillers around, but I haven't even seen him this weekend. Sebastian comes in with a hard, low rise, and he gets Jonathan Lynch swinging. 9 on the night for Sebastian. Braden Ducharme. Down on strikes in the 3rd. And a little grunt there from Sebastian. Usually it's Hoimo Mata with the grunt. The louder the volume, the more the velocity goes up is the correlation with Hoimo Mata. There's a strike. Two and 1 to Ducharme. That's Alukwa continues. He's thrown half a game down there in the bullpen tonight. Drilled down the left side. That's a fair ball. Ducharme flying around second. Here's the throw coming in. They're going to put the stop sign out. And did that ball go out of play ultimately? Did it cross the out-of-play line? I guess it did because they're going to send him back to second. Dylan Cunningham officially getting announced into the game. So a double for Ducharme. Cunningham up from north of Guelph in the Ponsonby, Ontario area. Spent some time in the Niagara Stompers, Kitchener Twins / Northeast Drillers organization. Big cut here, comes up empty. And a strike to the outside corner. So very quickly in a hole, 0-2 is Dylan Cunningham. Pinch hitting here for Dallas Cornelius. Jordan Solorio, a home run for the Drillers. So make it 5-1 for Sandlot. That's the bottom of the fifth as Cunningham down on strikes here. 10 for Sebastian. And that's going to be it for Ty Sebastian. Twice through the order as we get to the fifth. And Carlos Parra will pop out of the dugout. We'll let young Carlos Parra take his warm-up tosses. We'll go find out what's happening in the Townsend game, and we'll be right back in a second. Carlos Parra finishes his warm-up tosses. We just saw Carlos earlier this afternoon. Pitched a strong game against the Northeast Drillers, a 2-1 win. Went 5 2/3. Now 5-2, so Northeast Drillers making a game of it in the bottom of the fifth. Nothing between Townsend Tide and Chippewa Chiefs. Alex Balgeron. Didn't think I got that one right. Ballergan. And I think it's Taiga Onishi for Chippewa. And tight to Gendry Torres. So Sebastian finishes the night, gets through the order twice with 10 Ks. But they don't want him to face Gendry Torres, who had an RBI single in the third. Shakes a couple on pitch comm here, and Torres will call time. Two and one to Torres. Parra got the rise ball, drop, and a solid changeup. And even a little more pace than Sebastian. He'll get that drop ball into the low 80s. Burt way down low in the crouch. Torres gets the walk. Fetty Eater. In for a strike. You've heard us talk about the U23 World Cup and how successful Carlos Parra was there, coming away with a bronze medal. Prior to that, at the WBSC Americas Pan Am qualifier, a gold medal for Mexico, their first in that event. Now Mike Morrissey is going to drag Jack Burt out to have a conversation with Carlos Parra about the time he's taking in between pitches. Had this conversation earlier this afternoon with Mike in a different game. He's called out Paul Sebastian, and it's the inordinate delay in between pitches. You just see him there giving the hurry it up signal. That's pretty universal. So Parra and Burt need to get quickly onto the same page with PitchCom. And not take so long in between pitches. Eater fouls this one off. 5-3 now. Northeast Drillers absolutely making a game out of it in the second semifinal. Eric Chaparro been on the board from the beginning for Sandlot, but maybe tiring third time through the order now against the Drillers. Eater fouls this one off. Called strike three. Carlos Parra comes in, and after the walk to Gendry Torres, strikes out Fetty Eater. We'll go to the home half of the fifth, and there you see that pitch just nipping the strikes. Bear Creek Express, we'll see if they can build on some momentum here. They have been trailing throughout.
shot. Cause the kind of wins all around the clock. Never doubt me, boy, I don't. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't wait to see you.
Miguel Adames will lead things off for the Bear Creek Express here at the bottom of the fifth inning. No time like the present if you are an Express fan. Kept the hands back, hit the changeup. Laskowski hurries the throw and gets Adames over at the bag. Good defense there by Laskowski. Knew he had to get the throw off quickly and on the money. Good job by Adames, though, to keep the hands back and get that changeup into play. Normally, that's a real tough pitch for slappers and bunters. Callum Bichelle at the plate. Misses down low. Sammy Mazzaluca, he's going to have the highest pitch count of anybody here in the game tonight. Still warming up down the right side. In for a strike. .57 on the changeup from McCullough. 2-2. And that one misses down. Let's make it a full count. And swing and a miss at the changeup again. Down and away, 53 from Devin McCullough. Boy, has he really got that pitch zoned in. 7 now on the night for McCullough. Nope, lost the handle on that pitch. Sebastian's still in the batting lineup. Got through the order twice, 10 strikeouts. Up and in from McCullough. That one down low. So 3-0 to Sebastian. Turn him loose? Don't know. Why not? at this point in the evening. Well, taking all the way ball 4. Ty might as well have not even had the bat in his hand. He just stood straight up. Luigi Pinto had a base hit taken away by Guadalupe Ion in the 3rd to end the inning.
Batting for first baseman, number 3, Luigi Simcoe.
McCullough gets the sign on the pitch comm. And again with the changeup. Just about starting everybody now with the changeup. Scoreless in the 5th, Townsend and Chippewa. Line shot, that's going to get over the head of Ion. And Luigi Pinto aboard with a base hit. Sebastian now up to 2nd. And Bear Creek Express again threatening here, this time in the 5th. McCullough has only had 1 clean inning. That was back in the 2nd. He's been dodging and weaving all evening. Kynan Molander in to run for Luigi Pinto. Jamie Simpson out with the pitching change. And it'll be Pami Madzalukwa who will be called on to try and close the door. We'll take a break and we'll come back after the warm-up pitches. Stay with us as we get down to the sharp end of the Chiefs Challenge here on Softball Premier TV. So as Pami Madzalukwa comes on in relief, we'll just let you know, Sandlot tack on a couple. They're up 7-3 now. That one's still in the 6th. And first pitch, and he goes to track it down. Galino thought that one was going to make the grass, but Angela Damas, another outstanding play over at second base for JDT. He has been money in the bank for the team in blue here this afternoon and into the evening. Well, Rafa Flores is on to catch for the Bear Creek Express as we go to top of the 6th. Flores and Carlos Parra worked very well together earlier this afternoon in that 2-1 win over the Northeast Drillers. Flores has already got Leo Munoz engaged in a conversation. Fouled straight to the screen. And a drop ball into the feet of Flores, and they check on the swing, and no, says Justin Van Horn down there at third, and I'm sure Rafa Flores is thinking, we got to get the ball up a little bit. I didn't come in to get balls in the dirt. Out to right and across to make the catch. Callum Bichot. Not been a busy night out in right field for Callum. A tough night for Jeff Lyons. I'm sure he's quite happy to see the back of Sebastian and take his chances with Parra, and he bangs out a base hit on the first pitch that he sees from the young right-hander. One out single for Lions, and that'll bring up Guadalupe Ion. And everybody has to come see the Godfather, Rafa Flores, when they come to the plate. And a pinch runner for JDT. Get that for you in a second. Drop ball in, and Flores. Some histrionics. Alex Gonzalez into pinch run. And a strike to the outside corner. Swing and come up empty. Two balls, two strikes on Guadalupe Ion. He and Flores share a smile there. And time as Flores leaps up. Two and two. Get reset. And right down the middle. Splits the uprights. Does Carlos Parra. Ion frozen at the plate. Two down. Second strikeout of the night for Parra. And Justin Laskowski. Swing and a miss. Comes up empty there. 79-mile-an-hour drop ball from Carlos Parra. Parra to the hip. Gets the sign from Flores. Creeps out way outside and gets him to chase on the drop ball off the corner. Parra picks up his third strikeout, second of the inning. And we'll go to the bottom of the sixth. Keep saying it, the Express need one to tie. They need to get this offense in gear. Well, Yasuki Morita will get his first look at Pame Mazalukwa tonight. Trying to close this one out for Devin McCullough. Misses down low. Pame from Botswana. We've talked about him He's been up in Ontario for several summers now. Just keeps getting better and better every year when he comes up. Started with the Alvinston Aces pre-COVID for a year at least, maybe even 2. Was out in Surrey with the Chippewa Chiefs. And that one skips through all the way to the screen. Northeast Drillers get a run back, make it 7-4 in the bottom of the 6th. But you wonder if they've dug too big a hole to get out of against Sandlot. Can't catch up with that one from Mazzaluca, 76. He's had flashes of brilliance over the years. Remember a game in Port Huron against the then New York Gremlins. But seemingly has put a lot of it together here this year. He and McCullough and Gonzalez pretty much equal in innings. 2 hopper, staggers Ducharme out there, but he is able to stay with it.
Third baseman, number 10, Cody Pannebecker.
Cody Pannebecker. Ball come onto the field, and we'll get that run returned to Mike Morrissey. In for a strike to the inside corner. Pushing the pace a little is Mazzaluca. Dribbler, Ian, and even he can't throw out Cody Pannebecker, an infield base hit. Well over into the hole there was Ian. Good job by Lions to keep that throw in front of him. Rafa Flores. Flores will tell you if it's a ball or a strike. In for a strike there on the corner, and a bit of a nod of the head from Flores. Was supposed to have the game off, but called into catching duty. This one to the screen and up to second. That's the tying run. Up to second goes Pannebecker. Wild pitch. Puts the runner in scoring position, puts our camera in jeopardy. Flores an opportunity to tie the ball game here. This one is down low and outside. Three and one, good hitter count here for Flores. Hammy falling behind. And ball four, Flores will toss the bat aside and make his way down to first. So the Express get the go-ahead run on board. Yusuf Davis. Yusuf singled back in the third. And that one is in for a strike on the outside corner. Carlos Gonzalez is now in the bullpen for JDT. And can't hold up. Davis goes after that pitch. He's quickly down in the count 0-2. Zalukwa looking for a strikeout here. Gets it as he blows that one past Yusuf Davis. And we'll go to the top of the shop here for Angel Adames. Davis will go run for Flores, and that's a significant upgrade at first. Get the plate cleaned off. That's a Luqua will get back on the board, and Adames will get back into the box, at least temporarily. And time called, we've got a ball come into play from the JDT dugout. Strike on the outside corner, and keep an eye on that front foot. Adames looked like he really stretched it out there. That one misses down and out. Punched out to short center, and camped under that one to make the grab is Jonathan Lynch. Bear Creek strand another two here in the sixth. They've had base runners throughout this game, have not been able to bring anybody across. JDT nursing this one-run lead will go to the seventh. Carlos Parra back out for the Bear Creek Express.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't wait to see you soon.
Jonathan Lynch, he has scored the only run of the game. Brady Ducharme, Dylan Cunningham. Well, Dallas Cornelius came back into the game, so I don't think it's going to be Dylan Cunningham in that 3 spot. Likely to be Cornelius, unless they're going to substitute in a catcher. First pitch, Lynch fouls that off down the left side. That hit the end of the screen down there. And I wonder if that ball maybe got a little damp as we're into the 10:35 hour, 10:39. Well, a strike. Rafa Flores popped up like that was not the pitch he was expecting. Lynch in a bit of a discussion with Mike Morrissey. Nothing heated. Well, it's Jonathan Lynch. It'll never be a heated conversation. There were 3 thank yous probably right there in that conversation. Called strike 3 here, and Lynch will head back to the dugout. Braden Ducharme, a double in the 5th, but stranded there. Puts down the bunt, and they let it roll foul, just foul. Good job there by Para. And then ultimately, now we're going to have a little contest. Cody Panebecker had the bat upright on the plate. Rafa Flores grabbed it almost out of his hands, and he was trying to get it to stand upright. Couldn't do it in the dirt and behind the plate, and he'll hand it back off to Braden Ducharme. The games within the games. That pitch just up. Bunt attempt again, and that got Rafa Flores pretty good. He's shaking out his right hand. Cody Panebecker came down and asked Rafa Flores if he wanted him to kiss it better. Flores still shaking that out. In for called strike 3. Carlos Para, 83 miles an hour. See it right there on the outside corner. 2 straight caught looking here in the top of the 7th. Dallas Cornelius chases the rise ball upstairs and out of the zone. 5 strikeouts for Para since he's come on in relief. The great thing with all the international players that are on the various Bear Creek teams is that one goes off the crossbar and back out to Flores in the bare hand. On Wednesday nights, they're all playing in a little intramural group. Bear Creek are streaming those games, and you can tune in to watch those. Kyle Smith is going down on Wednesdays for that. Swing and a miss there by Cornelius. Just got the one game in this past Wednesday, apparently, a little weather related. And strike three, down goes Cornelius. They'll throw down to first to make it official. And we will head to the bottom of the seventh. JDT trying to get this one run all the way home and make it to Championship Sunday. Can they do it? Well, come back and find out. All right, we're back, and we're up for the bottom of the seventh inning. It's Alukwa falling behind 1-0, and now 2-0 to Callum Bichel. Bichel, Sebastian, and Pinto. If you're an Express fan, these are the guys you want at the plate. 2, 3, 4 in your order. And Bichel fouls that one off. Chippewa Chiefs push one across in the sixth to take a 1-0 lead on Townsend Tide. And then in the other A semifinal, looks like that one is final. Sandlot, 7-4 winners. An upset over the Northeast Drillers. And they'll make it to Championship Sunday. Swing and a miss here by Bichel. Two balls, two strikes to Bichel, trying to set the table for the boppers behind him. That one misses downstairs. We're meant to full. So who will join the Hill United Chiefs, Bear Creek Gremlins, and Sandlot Merchants? Will it be JDT? Will it be Bear Creek Express? Punched out to center field. Jonathan Lynch will range over half a dozen steps to his left to make the catch. Ty Sebastian. Plenty of pop, can tie this game with one swing. Everybody up on the express bench. And that one misses downstairs from Mazalugua. Swing and a miss. Goes after the rise ball up in the outside corner. Sebastian out to short right. Eater will make the grab. And the Express are down to their final out here at the Chiefs Challenge. A pair of fly balls to the outfield, none of them threatening the fence. And it'll be Luigi Pinto. Pinto 2 for 3 on the evening and robbed of a base hit. Could have been 3-4. A huge cut from Pinto. Comes up empty. A big sigh there from Mazalugua. Comes in tight and fouled off by Pinto. And Bear Creek Express down to their final strike against JDT. The team in blue looking to make Championship Sunday one more time here this year. Swing and a miss. Down to first, and that's the ball game. JDT get a lone run here in the third inning, and they make it stand up. Devin McCullough and Pammy Mazalugua team up to shut out the Bear Creek Express. A whale of a ball game here for our nightcap on Softball Premier TV. 6 outstanding ball games here over the course of the day. JDT 1-0 winners. Want to say thanks to Joe Todd, who was here earlier, Luciano Lafrano, Carol Doreste, their daughter Isabella. Thank you, one and all, for outstanding television pictures here all day today. I'm Blair Setford. I'll be back with you tomorrow. Peter Labardius will be here as well, as we'll bring you Championship Sunday here at the 2026 Chiefs Challenge on Softball Premier TV. Don't you dare miss it.